Good day everyone. So ngayon ang topic natin is about gene therapy. But before we start, let's have an introduction. Okay. The human body is composed of trillion of cells. Cells are the basic building blocks of all living things. The command center of each cell is called the nucleus and it contains chromosomes. Okay? So now, ano ba sa palagay nyo yung connection ng cells sa topic natin ngayon? Simply because genes and cells are interconnected in each other. Yung tinatawag na genes ay nasa bawat cell natin. And take note na bawat cell ng tao ay may 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay? Typically, every person has 2 copies of each gene, one from each parents. Genes are regions of DNA that codes for protein or contains instructions for making proteins. Each are molecules that build, regulate, and maintain the body. So, syempre, bawat tao, mayroon lamang na dalawang genes. One from the father and the one another is from parents or mother. So, hindi siya pwedeng maging isa or tatlo, sa mga nag-iisip dyan na kung ano-ano. So, dahil nga galing sa nanay at tatay natin, yung genes natin, therefore, sila lang yung, doon lang tayo kukuha ng pagkaparehas natin. Sa mata, sa ilong, kulay ng balat, and more. Okay? A person has about 20,000 genes, and both are the same in all people. However, each person has a small number of genes that are slightly different. This slight difference in genes are why people have different features. Ito naman yung pagkakaiba-iba ng physical characteristic of a person. For example, may matangkad or maliit, matangos na ilong or pango, di ba? Maputing balat or maitim or kayumanggi. So yung pagkakaiba-iba ng mga yan, yung magiging result ng pagkakaiba-iba rin ng genes ng tao. Maliwanag po? Okay, palagay ko maliwanag naman. Then, sometimes there is a chance in the genes DNA sequence such as substitution, deletion, or duplication. This is called a mutation and can cause unnecessary protein to not work properly or to be missing. Okay? When we say mutation, ito yung permanenteng pagbabago ng gene ng DNA. Ang nakalagay nga diyan, substitution, pwedeng mapalitan, deletion or matanggal, and duplication o maging kagaya. Then in processing mutation, pwedeng maging normal, pero may chance din na maging abnormal. Yung mga some cause of changes ay pwedeng environmental factor. Halimbawa, yung nanay at tatay mo, maputi at makinis yung balat mo. So, mamamana mo yun, di ba? Therefore, maputi ka rin. Pero nung pagtanda mo, yung naging trabaho mo naman yung mga nabibilad sa araw, katulad ng pagsasaka, syempre, in that environmental effect, iitim ka, di ba? So, another example, yung pamilya mo naman malakas at bihira lang magkasakit. Pero ikaw naman na umiinom ng alak, naninigarilyo, siyempre, magkakasakit ka, di ba? Hindi natin pwedeng isisi yun sa genes natin. Pero siyempre, in negative, meron ding ibang sakit na namamana, di ba? Tulad ng diabetes, leukemia, cancer, and etc. Then, dito na pumapasok yung main topic natin na gene therapy. Okay. So, what is gene therapy? Gene therapy is a technique that modifies a person's genes to treat or cure disease. It is a technique that uses genetic material, a piece of DNA, for the long-term treatment of genetic disorders. Okay. Gene therapy is a medical approach para ma-prevent yung iba't ibang disease by correcting underlying genetic problem. For example, yung isang tao may sakit in his or her hearings o pandinig. Pwedeng nagagamot yung iba yung sa pag-injection or yung tinatawag nga nating gene therapy para hindi niya mamana or maipamana pa sa magiging anak niya. Okay? Gene therapy has provided treatment for incurable diseases that previously had only temporary remedies. So, ang example dito, yung katulad ng napanood ko sa isa sa video ni Doc Willie Ong, yung sa diabetes daw, kailangan mag-produce ng insulin ng mga tao may sakit nito. Ibig sabihin, magagamot yon with the use of insulin. Diba? Then, now let's move to the approaches to gene therapy. Okay? So, we have 3. Gene therapies can work by several mechanisms. Una, replacing a disease-causing gene with a healthy copy of the gene. Okay. Ibig sabihin, yung pagpalit ng healthy na genes. Then, enacting a disease-causing gene that is not functioning properly. Okay? Or yung pag-activate ng disease para sa mga hindi nagpa-function na gene normally. Then last, introducing a new or modified gene into the body to help treat a disease. Yung pag-inject ng bagong gene para gumaling yung disease ng isang tao, no? Example dito yung kapag may sinasalinan ng dugo, di ba? So kapag sinalinan ng dugo yung tao na may sakit sa dugo or mga na dengue, may leukemia, ganun, gumagaling sila, di ba? So that's an example. Okay, now let's move to the types of gene therapy. Okay, gene therapy is classified into the following 2 types: the somatic gene therapy and germline gene therapy. Okay, first, somatic gene therapy. In somatic gene therapy, the somatic cells of a patient are targeted for foreign gene transfer. In this case, the effect caused by the foreign gene is restricted to the individual patient only, and not inherited by the patient upstream or later generation. Somatic cell gene therapy involves the placement of a human gene into a living person. Somatic cells that do not produce the egg and sperm that is turn produce the next generation. So, somatic cell gene therapy will aim to cure a disease only in the patient, not in the patient's descendants. So, hindi na siya namamana. Ano po ibig sabihin? Then, number 2, germline therapy. So, in germline therapy, the functional genes which are to be integrated into the genomus are inserted in the germ cell. So, ito naman yung type of gene therapy na kapag yung DNA ay na-transfer sa cell na nagpo-produce ng eggs or sperm, so alam nyo na yun, ano? This type of therapy allows for the correction of disease-causing gene variant that are certain to the pass down from generation to generation. So, ito naman yung namamana. Okay. Then now let's move to the gene therapy strategies. Okay. First, or letter A, we have gene augmentation therapy or GAT, GAT. So in GAT, simple addition or functional alleles is used to treat inherited disorders caused by genetic deficiency of gene product. Example, GAT has been applied to autonomous recessive disorders, dominantly inherited disorders as much less amenable to God. Okay. Gene augmentation or enhancement, no, tinatawag, therapy, ginagamit para pagalingin yung mga disease caused by loss of function mutation. Okay? Para ma-prevent yung genes na pag-produce ng mga functional product. Okay? These gene therapy techniques introduce DNA containing a functional version of the loose genes into the cell and aims to produce a functioning product at sufficient level to place the protein that was originally missing. So, ito din yung common na paraan para gamutin yung mga spinal muscular at okay. Then letter B have targeted killing of specific cells. Okay. It involves utilizing gene-inducing toxic compounds or the suicide genes or prodrugs regimens which confer sensitivity to consequence treatment with a drug to kill the transcript or transform cell. This general approach is popular in cancer gene therapies. Okay. Targeted killing of specific cell is also called a virus-detected enzyme prodrugs therapy. So, ito yung pag-transfer ng suicide genes into tumor cell in a targeted manner. Okay? Using viruses as vectors. The specific enzymes encoded by the gene can metabolize the drug precursors, which are not highly toxic to cells into toxic product in tumor cell, thereby preventing replication and causing these cells die. Halimbawa dito yung thymidine kinase gene and cytidine dominance are based on this principle and are some of the most cited in lung cancer. Okay? So, naintindihan po? So, palagi ko naman naintindihan, no? So, now letter C, targeted inhibition of gene expression. Okay? This is to block expression of any disease gene or a new gene expressing protein which is harmful for a cell. This is particularly suitable for treating infectious disease and some cancers. Okay. It's also called gene silencing. In cases, the addition of functional gene does not resolve. Okay. The disease phenotype, gene silencing therapy may be used to shut down or silence the expression of an abnormal gene. Okay. So, for disease caused by dominantly inherited disorders, just one abnormal allele can manifest the disease phenotype and relate the functionality of cells or organs. At ang halimbawa dito is the constitutive expression of oncogene mutation in tumor cell, which requires gene therapy to inhibit the function and expression of pathogenic genes. Okay? Now, in the letter D, targeted gene mutation correction. Okay? It is used to correct a defective gene to restore its function, which can be done at genetic level by homologous recombination or at RNA level by using therapeutic ribolysis of therapeutic RNA editing. Okay. Tinatawag din itong gene editing. Ano po? So, it is the most popular and promising technology in gene therapy. This technique utilizes gene editing tools such as transcription activator like effector nucleus, zinc finger nucleus, are used to insert repair genes into cell DNA. So the advantages of this technology is that is not only avoids the risk of random gene insertion but also ensures the continuity of uh, therapeutic effect through repair or insection. Po. Okay, now, naintindihan po. So, sa palagay ko naman, naintindihan, ano? Okay, now to summary this report. Again, what is gene therapy? Okay, it is a medical approach para ma-prevent ang iba't ibang disease. Okay? Then, what are the approaches to gene therapy? Okay? These are placing a disease, inactivating a disease, and introducing a new or modified gene. Okay? Then another, the two types of gene therapy are somatic gene therapy and germline gene therapy. And lastly, the four gene therapy strategies are gene augmentation therapy, targeted killing of specific cells, targeted inhibition of gene expression, and targeted gene mutation correction. Okay, so that's it for this lesson video. I hope you learn a lot. So, goodbye and God bless.